You're so welcome.
What a reminder that we can just give ourselves to love at any moment, all the time, because it's what we are here for. So this morning we're going to talk about perfect relationships. Now, is there anyone here who has someone in your life that you would like to have a better relationship with? Now, maybe it's someone that you're kind of challenged by. Maybe it's someone that you already have a good yourself. Huh, wow, that's interesting. Maybe it's someone that you already have a good relationship with, and you would like that relationship to be even better. So we're gonna talk about that this morning. So let me ask you a few questions about this person that you may want to have a better relationship with. Do you believe it's possible to have a better relationship? Yes. Do you believe that the universe wants you to have a better relationship?
Yes.
And what is your part in creating the relationship that you have now? Good, bad, or indifferent? And the most important question, are you willing to open your heart? Are you willing to think differently, and are you willing to act differently in order to nurture that relationship? Yes. So, the perfect relationship. Imagine with me, your beloved is always glad to spend time with you, even when you're not in a good mood. He never calls to say he'll be late for dinner or anything else. You're always her favorite person, even when you have pillow hair and drool on your mouth and sleepy breath. You're always her favorite person. He never complains about what's for dinner. Never. She never complains about you sitting and watching sports or whatever your favorite TV program is. Never. He's always ready to snuggle and listen to what's going on with you without telling you what he thinks the solution is. And she's always, always ready to play whenever you are, and loves to go for sunset walks. Your beloved always loves you just the way you are. Sounds like a pretty perfect relationship, huh? Well, I'm here to tell you that if you have that kind of perfect relationship, your beloved is probably your dog. Probably your dog. Because in real life, it just doesn't happen that way. In real life, the most important relationships for us are the ones not only that we share joy and love in, but the ones we learn from. And often, when we're in relationship with people and we are in that learning process, we get to see things in ourselves and see things in others that we may not want to see. And of course, I'm not talking just about significant others here. This could be friends, family members, co-workers, bosses. I mean, we get to learn from all of the relationships in our life. For I want to tell you that every relationship you have is a perfect relationship, whether you like it or not. Now, has anybody else ever had a relationship, a work relationship with a boss that really taught you a lot, but that you didn't really like? I have had, yeah. I remember a boss I once had. He was an amazing opportunity for learning for me. He was greedy. He was selfish. He thought only of his own time schedule and his own financial interests and his own interests in every way. He didn't seem to have any respect for his employees or any of the people around him. What a relationship. What a perfect relationship for me. Because while at that job, while working with him, I absolutely learned that I could change the energy around. I mean, I would fill the area around my desk with light and rainbows and beautiful, beautiful colors. And it made a difference. It made a difference. I also learned that it's not his respect that's important to me, but it's my own self-respect that really makes a difference, because I sure didn't get any from him. And I also learned that even though I could change the energy around me, it brought me to a place of realizing that I deserved better than that. That I deserved better than that. And so I got to move on, open my heart, and then move into work that I really, really loved as a massage therapist for 20 years. Always an important part of who I am. So that was a really fascinating relationship for me. And I swear it was the perfect relationship for me so that I could learn what I needed to learn. And I didn't like it, but it worked, and it was the perfect relationship. So if we look at relationships from the perspective of learning and connection and joy, then we absolutely have to look at even those relationships in our life that are difficult as just right for us. Because, we teach that we create our lives. And so when we end up in those relationships, we have created those opportunities for ourselves. Opportunities, remember that. They're opportunities, folks, right? We are absolutely here to learn in relationship. There are, of course, people who believe that before we come into physical manifestation, before we're born, that we make soul agreements with others to live in certain ways, to learn in certain ways, to love. And that those agreements are sometimes considered the working out of karma. But whatever is going on, whether you believe that or something else, there's obviously some reason that we are here in relationship with ourselves and in relationship with others. Here's a quote from Mark Nepo that I really like. Let's see, where this went away and now it's coming back. Having an honest friend, one before whom you can dump all your heart's pockets and still feel that you are worth something, is a form of wealth that will buy you nothing but give you everything. And mysteriously and rightly, to find such a friend, we must be such a friend. And of course, not all of those relationships are with other humans. Here's a video that shows some amazing relationships.
Good boy. Yeah, good fish. Yeah. Good fish.
Relationships, so important. To love anyone and anything we can. For that is what we are here for. And in every relationship, we have things to give, we have things to receive, and we have things to learn. Because the very purpose of our existence is evolution and growth. The very purpose of our existence is expansion. And we do that as we interact with others. And when we're aware that everything that happens is for our own learning and for our own highest good, then I think it makes it a little easier when the hard times come along. Because relationships go through seasons. Sometimes they're bright and sunny, and sometimes not so much. But knowing that we are growing in them, in the good times and the bad, I think makes it easier for us to move through the challenging times and to love through those challenging times. And no matter what has happened in the past, it's what happens in the future and what we choose now that makes a difference. Now, one of our teachings is that the present is not bound by the past. Whatever happened in the past, we can make different choices now. We can make different choices that will create the future that we want to create. So at the beginning of this talk, I asked if anyone has someone in their life that they'd like a better or more perfect relationship with. And I asked the question, are you willing to open your heart, to change your thinking, and to change the way you act in order to nurture that relationship? Because if you are, I have some things for you to think about. And if these things resonate with you, then I invite you to accept them as your homework for the coming week. Okay? So, whether the relationship that you're thinking about is an intimate, personal relationship, whether it's a family relationship, a work relationship, a friendship, whatever that is, if you want to nurture this relationship and make it even better, you can absolutely do these things. And this is adapted from some writings of Dr. Laura Schlesinger. First of all, treat your spouse or your friend or coworker as if you love them. Treat them as if you love them. No matter how much at any particular time you might be feeling that love. Treat them as if you love them. But wait, you say, I'm not in love with that person anymore. The love is gone. The friendship is gone. Well, try this. For 1 week, be conscious about treating them as if you love them. Pretend that you love them. Fake it if you need to. Get into it. Make it a game. Make it an experiment. Because what we know is that we learn about life by experimenting. We learn about life by trying something and then seeing if it works. If it works, let's do it again. If it doesn't, forget that. Try something else. But if you actually act as if you love the person, touch their shoulder. If it's an intimate person, when you're passing them by the dining room table, touch their arm as you're talking to them. But do whatever it is. And of course, if you're working with friendships and work relationships, the touching isn't really appropriate. But you all know that, right? Yeah. But if you do that, if you're consistent with it, I swear, I would put money on the fact that it would make a difference that delights you. And of course, we can think hard every day about what will make our friend, our lover, our co-worker's life better and more joyful. We can think about what will make their job easier. We can think about what they might like and act in ways that show that we care. We can pay more attention to how kind and loving we are than to how kind and loving they might be. Which means we might need to overlook a few things. Now, this is just an experiment. This is just for a relationship that you want to nurture. You don't have to do this with everybody, obviously. But be the kind of person that you want to love. Be the kind of person that you want to come home to. Be the kind of person that you want to work with. Be the kind of friend you want to be. Because what I know is that in our teaching, we know that what we put out comes back to us like a boomerang. And if we put out the love energy of caring, if we put out the friendship energy of wanting the best for the other person, if we put out the work relationship energy of wanting everything to go smoothly, when we put out that energy, it comes right back to us. And that's what we get to experience. And in those situations, either a relationship that you want to improve gets better, or you're given clear guidance from inside that this is not the place for you, that there is something way, way better. So either way, you win. Either the relationship gets better or you are absolutely led out of it. Ernest Holmes taught that there's a power in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. Now, the trick to using it is to remember that it's there, and to remember that we can use it. We use it by consciously remembering that right here where I am, creative power is. Right here where I am, God is, Spirit is, whatever you want to call it. And because it contains all of the positive, call from God. All right, got it? Oh, yes. We are blessed. We are blessed. When we remember that right here, right now, God is, and that all of the positive qualities of God are what we can claim and use, when we remember that, magic can happen. Magic can happen. Any quality that we want to bring into our lives, we can do that by simply recognizing that it's part of God, recognizing that we are part of God, and saying, okay, I claim that part of God. It's part of me. I'm using it. Now, I'll give you an example. Now, in our almost 30 years together, there have been a few times when I have been impatient with Mary. Okay, more than a few. But what I am learning in these years, and what I'm practicing in these years, I've probably known it for a lot longer than I've been practicing it, is that when I stop and remember that, I am one with the divine. The divine holds the quality of patience and love. I want that. Oh, I claim that. I am that. Then I get to have every word and every action come from that. Now I have to tell you, I don't always do that, but but it works. It works because then I get my words and my actions to come from that place of love and patience. And then before long, I forget that I've even been impatient. And it definitely works. The trick is, of course, to be aware, to remember that it's our option, to remember that we can choose that, and then to claim it, to absolutely claim it. So as we close, I invite you to think again of that person that you'd like to have a better relationship with, or a more perfect relationship with. What quality of the divine would you like more of in that relationship? What quality of the divine? Could be kindness, respect, love, joy, playfulness, whatever it is for you. And right now, remember that you are one with the divine. That all that God is and all that God has is yours to call upon because you are made of Godness. So you, right now, can call in that quality, that peace, that love, that whatever it is. You can claim it. I invite you to feel it in your heart or in your gut or wherever you feel such things. But feel that you are that quality. And now imagine that the person is standing in front of you or sitting in front of you. Imagine yourself just beaming energy, the love energy, to them, knowing that full well that you are that quality of Godness that you have chosen. Feel it enveloping them, surrounding them. And right now, you can decide that when you need that, you will remember and you will use it. And let's move in to prayer as practitioners stand in high consciousness. I give thanks for love. As I start prayer, I cannot help but start with gratitude. Gratitude for the feeling of love that is in each one of us, that is growing in each one of us right now. Because it is who we are. The love of the divine flows through each of us. It is in our DNA. It is what we were made of, and it is what we were made for. We are one with it. However it shows up in our lives, as we love our friends, as we love our children, our grandchildren, our other family members, our co-workers, our beloveds. That is God. God is love. You are love. I am love. We are here for love. And so we know that as we move into each relationship, whether it's challenging or the most joyful relationship that we have ever experienced, we know that it is perfect, that we are here to learn, that we are here to give, that we are here to receive, that we are absolutely here to share our hearts. And so I know that as each of us goes forth into our week, that we remember that we have the option to claim the qualities of the divine. In fact, I claim that in each of our paths there are sweet reminders that pop up to say something like, you could choose love here. You could choose patience here. You could choose compassion here. And so I know that our hearts are open and that we listen and that we follow, and that as a result of that, our lives and the lives of all those around us are absolutely blessed. In great gratitude, I let this go, knowing it is done, and reminding each of you that you are blessed and you are a blessing. And so it is.
So it is.